Hi everybody, this is a short instructional video on how to use the software Turnitin. So if you've never used Turnitin before, it's important for you to know exactly why we have to have this type of software. As you know, academic dishonesty is a huge problem on every college campus in America, and that is the same for Southeastern. A survey I read recently said that 80% of college students admit to cheating regularly on tests, quizzes, homeworks, and online assignments. And 36%, according to the psychological record, shows that 36% of undergraduates have admitted to plagiarizing written material. And I completely agree with this statistic. I have spent many hours in the last 5 years while I've been at Southeastern trying to determine if student work was original or if it was plagiarized. And Turnitin has helped me exponentially with that job. So what exactly is it? Turnitin software promotes academic integrity. It streamlines grading and feedback and deters plagiarism. It also improves student outcomes. So I'm going to show you those four things that Turnitin does. I'm going to show you in detail exactly how it works in just a minute. So in the picture you will see basically the feedback studio. I'm going to show you in detail later, but it is an originality report that is sent to both the instructor and the student that shows the similarity between the student work and anything else that is on the internet. So it checks for originality, and it also looks for mistakes in citation and inappropriate copying. So even if a student is unintentionally plagiarizing because they're not citing their work correctly, it shows you that too. When students submit their work, Turnitin compares it to text in its massive database of other student work, websites, books, and articles. So this is all you have to do to get started, and I'm going to show you step by step and create an assignment. First, you go into your RAMS Online module and you create a Turnitin assignment just like you would any other assignment. Then, when students submit their work, that work is scanned for plagiarism by Turnitin. And last, the originality report is generated and it goes to both student and instructor. So how can this help you? I know as instructors, a lot of times when we're told about new software or a new gadget to use, it kind of feels like just more work that you have to do. But Turnitin will actually lighten your workload. This is how. First, it saves me personally a lot of time. Instead of trying to figure out or search the internet for the source of what I deem plagiarized work, it tells me in a matter of seconds whether work is original or whether the student has been academically dishonest. It ensures consistency in grading. So all my students, when they look at the feature on Turnitin called the Feedback Studio, every single bit of feedback I give them is uniform, easy to read, and easy to navigate. It provides a streamlined, user-friendly platform. So instead of having to spend hours and hours leaving comments in their work, there are shortcuts there that help me grade my work faster and make it easier for students to view my feedback. It improves academic integrity at Southeastern. So I think it's really important as an institution that we send the message that we have a no tolerance policy on cheating and that we will not stand for it. And it deters students from cheating on their assignments because, in a way, they're paranoid about Turnitin and its capabilities. And then last, if a student does commit plagiarism, Turnitin gives you concrete evidence that yes, the student has cheated, this is where the information came from, and this is how much of the student work has been plagiarized. So there's really no arguing with what Turnitin proves. All right, so let's get down to it and actually go to a Turnitin assignment. I'm going to show you what to do. So we are in my course for last summer. It's an American Lit course. So I'm going to do just like I would normally and turn my editing on. Then I'm going to go to an assignment that I want to create. We can put it right in, we'll stick it right in here, okay? So I'm going to add an activity or resource just like I normally would. And right here, there's an icon for Turnitin Assignment 2. I'm going to click that and I'm going to add it. So once you get into the actual course, okay, you're going to name it. So this is going to be an essay on common sense, which is a pamphlet written by Thomas Paine. I'm sure everybody wants to read that now. And this is where I would put all the criteria for everything that I expect of students in this assignment. And this is where I check parts, okay? So this is how I decide how it appears to students. So a lot of this is basic, like you would for any assignment. Submission type, any. I just want one part. I want a Word document. That's why I check no here. I do want to display originality reports to students because I want them to see if they did commit plagiarism. I want them to see how. And then grading. And then this is where I would put in my due dates. And then this next one, the originality report options, you can decide whether you will allow submissions after the due date. This lets you decide if you want the originality report generated immediately, which I do, or, students can resubmit over and over until the due date. So there's options there. This one's really important, store student papers. So Turnitin has a student repository. And if you check this box, then every paper submitted into this Turnitin assignment will be saved in a database. That way, if I have a student that took this class 5 years ago, and they have the same assignment as a current student, and they decide, someone from 5 years ago decides to pass his or her work on to a current student, this is where Turnitin will catch that. So even if that first student from 5 years ago had completely original work, it will still show up as plagiarism in the current student's work because it kept the paper from 5 years ago in a bank and it is scanned against it. Okay? So I'm gonna, and that comes in handy. If I had to guess the most type of plagiarism I have, that would be it. Work that has been, I like to call it, recycled a few times and passed from student to student. And as you know, a lot of students will pass it from class to class with different instructors. Also, I've had students, take a history paper and then, modify it to use in my class, and it will also catch that as long as their history teacher used Turnitin as the assignment and stored the paper. Okay, so then this is the most important part. You have to decide how you want it to be scanned. Do I want the student's work to be checked against other student papers? Yes. I want it checked against the internet. I want it checked against journals and periodicals and any other publication. Do I want to include the bibliography? Now, I like to exclude the bibliography just because, as you know, if you're using a documentation style, everyone's bibliography is going to look very similar, and I don't want that added to the percentage of similarity in the originality report. I like to exclude quoted material because I also don't want that added. If a student uses a quote from the text that they're reading, and they put quotation marks around it, I won't Turnitin to scan that, and or not to scan that, and I don't want that to be counted as similar. And then there's even an option here to exclude small matches. Like you can do words, like I could put in certain words that I know are going to appear over and over again. Like maybe I could put in the author's last name, and you could even do like a %. So there's a lot of options there, but they're not hard to navigate. Okay, so after I've done that, all this is pretty similar to a normal assignment. So I'm going to save and return to course. All right, so let's fast forward real quick. And let's pretend that okay, and there's you can see right here, there's my new assignment right here. Okay, there it is. Let's pretend that students submitted their work. Okay. Once they submit, this is what you are going to see. Okay. I've covered up their names just to protect their identities. You will see the name of the assignment, the ID number from Turnitin, when they submitted, the similarity, and the grade. So, of course, I've already graded these. This 23% might look rather high to you. The student actually did not plagiarize, but she did put her quotation marks in the wrong place. By looking at her paper, I saw the 23, and that was sort of a red flag. So I went into her paper and looked to see why it was that way. And it was a simple formatting error, not plagiarism. Please look at this one down here in the yellow, okay? 45% plagiarized. This student actually did plagiarize her paper. It was very clear that she plagiarized her paper, and so she received a 0. All right, so I'm going to go down. And I did get permission from one student to view their paper, so I'm going to go to that. All right, so once you click on the assignment, you will be brought to what's called the Feedback Studio. And the Feedback Studio is really awesome. This is her paper that she turned in. And on the right-hand side, you will see a number of icons. And I'm going to show you how these work. The most important for Turnitin is the red Turnitin icon. And these are your similarity tools. Okay. So the first number is 5. That's how much of her paper is quote, unquote, similar to other things. I'm going to click on that first. And as you can see, anything that is highlighted, Turnitin has flagged. Okay, so you can see Turnitin, of course, it's not a person. Okay, it is software, so it flagged the author's last name as plagiarized. Well, common sense, okay, and we're reading common sense. But common sense tells me that, of course, she didn't plagiarize that. That's his name. She didn't plagiarize the term he writes. Those are just very similar phrases that you're going to see in this paper. So obviously, this is where Turnitin says that it came from. Okay, so I know that this is original work done by this student. All right, let me show you what else you can do. So there's your similarity tools. This will actually show you each source and where it came from. This came from Jacksonville State University, okay, a student paper. Let's come up here and let me show you how it helps you grade. All right, so if you own the check mark, the grading, I love this because many students make the same mistakes over and over again. And I'm sure that's true in history, math, any of the humanities, public speaking. They make the same mistakes over and over. So instead of typing those comments over and over, for example, I could take the phrase awkward, okay, which means the expression or construction is difficult to read, and I can put that anywhere that I think revision needs to take place. That way, when this student receives the feedback, she can just click on it, okay, and she knows exactly what she needs to do. All right, and you can actually categorize them for different classes. You can see how many I have. I have lots of comments. These are my commonly used, okay. You can also do a voice comment. If you don't want to do a lot of typing, you can talk and leave that for them. You can also write any other, if you want to praise them or give them a paragraph about everything they did well, you could write it over here. So there's a lot of different options. It even gives you an option here to attach a rubric. So, like I said, this was just a crash course in Turnitin. If you're interested in more instruction about how to use it, I am more than happy to help you. Thanks for listening.